taking time. Good morning to all the uh, participants present here for the second day and the first session of the second day of the international webinar on languages of Northeast India. We begin with the session on ethnolinguistics, and with us we have our plenary speaker, Professor C.H. Yashwanta Singh. Before he begins his talk on the Purum, let me give a brief introduction of his profile. Professor Yashwanta Singh was a former Dean of School of Humanities, Manipur University, and also HOD in the Dance and Music, Fine Arts and Foreign Languages Department. He was also former Dean of Students' Welfare and HOD of Linguistics also in Manipur University. His specializations are Tibeto-Burman linguistics and Manipuri linguistics in general. He also has been a visiting scholar for Manipuri language in 2007 in the University of North Texas, USA. He also has acquired fellowship, and he was a Fulbright Fellow in 2006 to 7 from the University of California at Berkeley, USA. He also has acquired a Commonwealth Academic Staff Fellowship for 1995 to 1996 session from the School of Oriental and African Studies, University of London. He was also a part of the UGC Cultural Exchange Program for 3 months in Czechoslovakia in 1985. He has also been writing grammars of the endangered languages of in Northeast India and many others in his lifetime, such as Tarao, Koireng, Rongmei, Inpui, Paumai, Sukte, Monsang, Moyon, and few others. He also has been guiding various literary scholars and community members from Tangal, Kabui, Rongmei, Paite, Mar, etc., especially in helping in pedagogy and orthography. He has completed several projects, such as 3 major projects from UGC, 1 ICSSR project, 1 DIT project for WordNet development, 1 shallow parser tools for Indian languages and Indian Languages Corpora Initiative, and also Mother Tongue Survey from Kolkata Language Division. He has also been member of several academic bodies, and he has had several publications, books and journals, and he has attended so many conferences in his lifetime, and he has been a chairman also of various committee constituted by Manipur universities. So without any further delay, I'd like to request our honorable speaker to kindly deliver his talk. Thank you.
Okay, Manali. Good morning to all. And my topic for this plenary is Ethnolinguistics of Purum. And today is a bit lucky because the one of our scholar that Mani is also in his that social structure and social organization of Purum. My is totally of the oral. Not I don't have any that PowerPoint and other things. For that, all of you listen to me very carefully. I want to give a background of the Purum, that is the 38 kilometers from the Impal in the, this is in the Kangpi district, and it has very small one. In the population wise, it is 278 according to the 2011 census, and geographically that on the east side that is the Iril River, on the western side that is the Imphal cycle road, on the northern side that is the Nepali village, the called Purum Kopak. Then on the southern side that is Litan Pokpi, that Mitay village. So this is the 4 sites are there, and within that, in a very small hillock, the community is inhabited. And linguistically, we know that it is the old Kuki Naga group that was given by the George Grierson and Robert Sheffer also in the 1975 to given the old Kuki branch of Cookie's section of the Burmese division. And Robert Berling 1997 also given that the old Cookie, then Betty Shaw 2003, and David Bradley 1994. So there is no any much controversy regarding the linguistic affiliation, and politically they have inclined to the Naga group. Linguistically, they are the Cookie group. This is, and uh, the one of the old book that was the Major W. McCulloch in his account of the Valley of Manipur and the hill tribes to with a comparative vocabulary of Manipur and the other languages published in the 1859. In that also that they have made a separate uh, language like the Chote and the Purum. What I'm bringing to here that measured W. McCulloch is that there was some kind of the anthropologically controversy between Sote and Purum. The Sote people says that Purum is a group of separated from the Sote. So that is also one the part or one section or one group of the Sote. This is and linguistically, when I have just observed some vocabulary, then they have to separate, and there are the different lexical items are there, and that a very common to one for numerals like the five and panga, ranga, fanga, and these are the another one. Then the another one that is the head, HEAD in that the lu and the other things like then the eyes light, then the meat, and the meat maybe in say tangkul. So I'm noticing from that line to what I want to make is that that linguistically the Sote and the Purum is slightly different in the lexical. So on that the basis, McLaughlin also made a comment that Sote is another one, the Purum in another one. And uh, so this is the what I want to say that uh, though there is a controversy regarding the ethno or anthropological, but the language is slightly different from each other. This is I want to place in this also. And then another thing is that during the Japanese the war time that uh, they are in the Palayan like this. Then in the Karam Palayan, then to Shampai, then Laikot, then Paijol, then Purungkulen, then Purumlikli. This Purumlikli and the Purungkulen is a near Sakolmak because they are very different. One is in the uh, south, then another is in the north. So this is also what they another group says that they are separated from the Palayan side to this uh, north side. This is and regarding the people that the small population that is say below 300 and there is also why the population is very low. They have a belief and they have a oral narrative that is there is a goldsmith and when the women are going there and collect that particular uh, earring that they call it sanakolu. Sanakolu. Then after getting that the sanakolu from the goldsmith just sprinkle water. Then after coming back, then whether it is after 1 month or like this, then they have some kind of conceive, the women are conceived like this. So the story goes like that, and the people want two women that are not believe in this one. Then they went just for some kind of the confirmation, and they also met that Sanakolu earring. Then after some time, after some say days, after a few days, then they also got conceived like this. And what I want to bring to here is that population is very less, and there, what they said in our field work also, that uh, their population cannot be increased more. So it may not be in terms of the thousands like this, because they have a what you call that some kind of the bone or something is there. They cannot, and in that also they came in the, I think I remember in 2020 or 2019 they also came to the king of Manipur, and they just do what the ritual things they have to do for the increase of the population. Like, so this is the thing what they believe in that one. And uh, coming in the belief also, they have a belief that uh, this is the conceived woman cannot eat deformed fruits or the vegetables like the twin banana, twin chilies, then twin yolks. Like this is they have to believe. Then another one is that they cannot build a new house. So this is also the belief, and in Meitei also there is a belief that if there is during that pregnancy period, the husband cannot build any new things, new house like this. This is also so some kind of the uh, similarity between. Then what I want to speak is before Christianity. So this is, and uh, in the very complicated thing that happens in the delivery, then what they do is that the rail REL, that is the we call the Chengpu in Manipuri, that rails lead that was kept open when there is the controversy in the delivery of the baby. Then the rail lead is open. Then the umbilical cord is the cut with tongji. Tongji is a some kind of the bamboo, and which is very sharp one. They make it sharpen. Then with the help of tongji, we then cut the umbilical cord by a tempi. Tempi is the local midwife. In Manipuri, it is Maibi. Uh, so then that smear with the ash of Koichu Kam. They call it Koichu Kam, but in Manipuri, that is a Koichu Lekam. This is some kind of the antibiotic, the medicinal plant. With that, the ash, they smear the that umbilical cord, the spot they cut. So that becomes the very uh, in one sense that that antibiotic type. So they use that one to also, and uh, there is some kind of the process of the ceremony of the birth, that the separated umbilical cord is kept in the small basket, and that type of the basket is called the high cook day. That in Manipuri we call it Naupam Chapu, that is Naupam. That was the there is there the Purums is the made of the bamboo and kept in that one and with a cover lid. Then on the fifth day, this is for the girl, and the sixth day for the boy, that the child is just taking out from the room to the outside. Then that is the call uh, Naitol shock. Naitol shock in Manipuri, it will be Ipantaba. That in Sanskrit or Hindi, that is the Sosti Puja. That is. And on that day in the morning, what they do is that uh, uh, there is a lalai. Lalai is a winnowing basket that was brought one and the lace is around 2 inches thick, and that in Manipuri it is called yangko, and the tempi will do like this. The nadi kakpok ka mi nadi kakpok ka mi, that is which you want, whether the lalai or the baby. So Naipeng or the Lalai, they will ask a question to buy the tempi to the mother, that the mother have to answer that the baby Naipeng. So there is that type of the tradition, that whether you want the Lalai or the Naipeng, the baby. So then the mother will answer that is the baby like this. So this is done on the fifth for the girls, and on the sixth day that's for the boy. Then there is another after that. There is also uh, Naikor Kiwit. Naikor Kiwit, that is what you call uh, the performing of the earring, that in Manipuri or in the Meitei society that is done, that is we call it na utpa, like this churakaran, for example, like that. And in their case also, this naikot kivit is done. This was done by the tempi, and nai is the baby, and the cord is the ear, and the kivit is the just pierced through that earlobe, that is. And after that, they have another ceremony for the child, that is the uh, Nailu way. Nailu way means Nai is the uh, baby, and the Lu is the head, and the way is saving. That is a saving to of the head. That is, and then in the Manipuri, that is the Lu Kokpa. Then here, what we remember is that Lu is this the maintaining or detaining to in Manipuri also. Lu is the head, like, and instead of it using a kok is a head also, but in all the Manipuri we used Lu, that is just retaining those word of the head for Lu. So this is, and this Nailu way, uh, what you call that uh, process that was done when the child becoming the 40 year. Then after that, the marriage that comes, like in marriage ceremony they call it uh, moiroi, that is marriage, and this is the old term used by the Purum people, and in the olden days they did not use it is the moiroi. And what they do, the process of marriage is that the boy have to visit the girl's house around 3 years. And this 3 year visiting of the girl's house for 3 years, in that during those 3 years, the boy have has to help the domestic work of the family, domestic work of the girl's family. That is, whether it may be in the harvesting to, or looking to for the firewood, or in many ways, the boy has to help the family, the girl's family domestic to work, and that is the call kumtum alo. That kum is year, and the tum is 3, and alo is that the ceremony, the festival, not exactly the festival, the process of doing, of his visiting the girl's family. And after understanding to of the each other, then they will do that, the formal to one. And why this the 3 years the visiting to girls family, or the kumtum alo, why it is done is that during that time, the the boy is doing some kind of, or given, the family has to given a training, how to, he has to run the family, how to, he has to do all this family life, the work, this and the thing. So the belief is that this is some kind of the training to, for running the family or to working in domestic life. And after that, the boy's the father will come and uh, request the girl's uh, family. Then in that, the boy's the father have to say some word requesting. The words are Katurpa Nase Nawi Kasnau Dadi Kaman Sangsu Kazu Ino Nalung Sano Katur Chang Uyo. That is Katurpa, that is the in Manipuri it is Ingai or Inai. That brother to my son, like to your daughter, let him to marry her. Please drink to you and don't be angry. We shall be brothers later. So this is then Katurpa, that is the some that called the brother type. And so this is the what they their uh, their agreement and their request to the boy's father's request to the girl's father. So this is that there is some process of the how the marriage will take place, and this is the final the thing in one sense, that the agreement between the two families. This is, and uh, but they have a very uh, cross cross cousin marriage of the one type. That is the mother's brother's daughter. That this is the only one side, and then the mother's brother's daughter can be married. This is, and uh, in the death ceremony, they have the two uh, burial ground. One is Sartan, then another is Fultan. That graveyard called the Sartan, that is the unnatural dead body is kept there. That is. Then another one, Fultan, this is natural death. Then unnatural death means killed by the bullet, then met accident on the road. So this is the unnatural death. That is the called the Sartan. In so then Fultan is the natural death, whether it is some what you call the old age, like that is. And then the grave will be dug by the bachelor of the family, or maksa. Maksa is the daughter's eldest daughter's husband. He has very right in one sense. One sense in that the he is the person who has to do everything of the family in the ritual thing. And then another thing is that the Jew, that is the uh, they have the two terms. The one is the Zhu, then another one is the Jiaozhu. Then the Zhu is the rice beer, and the Jiaozhu is the liquor by distillation. And what we are using in the ritual, the thing is the Zhu rice beer. Then the daughter will to bring Zhu, that rice beer, to the family is visiting to his dead father. And this particular rice beer Jew will be distributed to the those visitors who are visiting during those death ceremony. So this is then uh, then another thing is that the body too will be taken by Maksa. Maksa will be there. Then if there is only one maksa, it's okay. He has to let the body process, and that procession is called that ceremony procession is called Anri Kathire, and uh, then so this is the process of that from the family to the graveyard, and another thing to before that is the party is that the information to of information giving information to the neighbors that will be done to by the all um, women of the family. He will bring you that rice beer and the pour to the nearby courtyard. Say, the left and the right. If there is some family, then he will pour that Jew, and no one can ask, no one can talk to with the old women. That is the pouring uh, Jew. That is just the pouring. That means that the some kind. That is the invitation. In one sense, now do we have the invitation, and those days that is the by the pouring Jew in the courtyard. That is, and regarding the Manipuri also that before this invitation to with the paper that we had to done that betel nut and the leaf. So in that line, and uh, in the uh, graveyard that will be dug by the maksa, that is the daughter's husband, and after that they will keep the body there, and they will make a above that grave that they will make a platform. They will make a platform, and on that platform they will make some kind of the pie, that is the basket, and they have difference between the male men and the women, that they have a different. For the men, then they will give a pie. On that pie there will be uh, Jew, that the rice beer, the filled with the rice beer, that a gourd shell that will be called tumba. That tumba, the gourd shell will be filled with Jew, then a spear, then an arrow, like this. They will be kept in that one. And for the female, that then they will keep on that pie, that uh, that tumba, that filled with Jew, and another is head basket, that some, that head basket also. So they will take care, and they will hang from a pole above that graveyard. So in this line, they have the uh, the ceremony of that is done, and in the when we see the kinship term in that they use also that another is the addressing term, then another one is the reference term that I wanted to go detail in that one too, but just for uh, this point I want to be that uh, ka is used, that is uh, referenced that my or the first person, and in the addressing term that they used a. So like the kapu is the reference term in one sense, and this can be used both the reference as well as the addressing the term of the grandfather. Grandfather, that is the mother's or the father's side. Then the father will be, we will call as we will address as Appa. Then Appa is the addressing and the Kappa is the reference term. Then the same thing in mother also. The Anu is the addressing and the Kanu is the reference term. And uh, that the father's the brother. Then that time it will be quoted as Kapate. Then the Kanute that means the mother's elder sister like this. Uh, then just let us hear a love song like so how it is done that love song. O Dio isung tangrang timel ko como Dio simlay tensang kathel como Dio simlay koyha ngir ngui o ana. That is the love song is this is a folk a love song that oh my dearest though the sky above falls down oh dearest though the whole the world cracks dearest let us not break let us live or die in the same spot. This is the love or the old love song. So this is what I want to present in this today's plenary uh, session of this seminar. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Yashwanta sir, for your very interesting talk on the ethnolinguistic view of the Purung. It's very interesting and very it took me to understanding and imagining how they would be practicing those cultural norms and all, and it was very quite enlightening also. um, if there are any questions, we can take questions because we started late, so we still have time for questions, say maybe for 5 minutes.
Good morning, Professor
Yes, boss.
Yashwanta.
Yes.
Sir, really interesting to hear from you. And I am really surprised regarding the population, what you are telling. The population is not at all, they are trying to increase the population, but it is not happening.
Yeah.
So, so is there any belief system or any superficial anything is there or what? It is something different. And moreover, this ethnolinguistics field, like as you are telling the pregnancy period or regarding their belief system is it is very strong. Collecting a data from this belief system is something very difficult. Suppose it is gender
Yes.
bias. If a girl goes, a girl as an investigator, then she may collect something from the ladies area, women area. If the investigator is a male, then he cannot collect many of the information. These are the difficulties in ethnolinguistics.
Yes.
So, and I want to put a big question whether on this with these limitations, can we produce ethnolinguistics as a PhD level or what? What is your opinion, sir?
Yeah, that will be possible. Yeah, nowadays ethnolinguistics is becoming more precious for a endangered community or another community also, because in that uh, something to which is involved in the society that is imbibed in the ethnolinguistics. Then even in my area, what I taught here also, I'm not satisfied myself. Then sometimes we need the processed, what that type of the process is called, and what is related to the society. And this we have to see that we have to in linguistic way how that a particular process is called. But here I did not take up because of my time limitation and the problem not going far. So that is also, and that is the very much that one can work on this as a PhD topic in ethnolinguistics. That is possible. That is also very important also. Then even the Firebird, they wanted more emphasis on the ethnolinguistics. And regarding the belief that the population is very less, they have, they, when our discussion and what they just narrated by the all people of that Purum is that they cannot increase population to more. Uh, then for that also, uh, that they don't know how, why the population cannot be increased more in this scientific age, but they have the belief that uh, some kind of uh, what we call sap that was also given to them by the Meitei king like this. And for that, they also came to very recently in the sense that it may be, if I remember correctly, that is in 2019. They came to the king, then they do what the formality, that what the ritual things they have to be done for fast increase of the population. This is this is what I think. And
Yeah, this is
another thing
really
that,
very interesting.
yeah, then another thing that you put me that in the ethnolinguistics regarding the concept or pregnancy, that the how the informant has to do these things, like that is also very uh, then these things have to be, but in the advanced society it is not a problem, but in the very conservative or the in this type of the society, that will be slightly difficult to ask in the cross sex, that is. But anyhow, the informant has to learn then in a what way he or she can do or can get the information. This is.
I think in case of documenting this endangered language, the ethnolinguistics plays a vital role, it seems, so that we can document it all their, what is that, very secret informations in connected to the language, all those things, I think so. The ethnomedicines, many other fields are
Yes,
there.
yes. That is very important. Medicine, that is.
Okay, okay, sir. Thank you so much for motivating us. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, Bhaskaran sir, for a very pertinent question regarding the scope and importance of ethnolinguistics and challenges. And yeah, Shweta sir has also very, um, very much he's very much well enough and knowledgeable in this area, and he has enlightened us today. Are there any more questions?
Hello.
Oh, yeah, Dibajoti, yes.
Hello. Am I
Yes,
audible?
yes, you're
Yes.
audible.
Good morning, sir. Yeah,
Morning.
it's first time I'm virtually seeing you. Actually, I know you through your books. Sometimes Dhiren sir advised me to study your books like coherent grammar, thorough grammar. So, sir, it's very interesting about this ethnolinguistics you have shared, and some things like to avoid these twins fruits, from
Uh,
avoiding to eat consume these twins. It's very similar with our culture too.
okay.
Sometimes my mom shares to others. On that moment, I got the opportunity to listen, means why they should avoid on all those things while they have while they are in the conceived status. So
Yeah.
it will be very interesting if somebody do work on all those things and how they're similar with the other groups of uh, other beliefs, other that's it will be very interesting to know how much we are similar in those belief systems because we also believe in all those things. That's why.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm.
So do you, what is the philosophy behind avoiding this? Do you have some idea? Uh,
That
for
is, uh, yeah, because this is their belief. We
okay,
cannot,
okay.
it will be very difficult to change the belief system because this is, suppose in my community, I'm around more than 60 years just believing in that. Then I do not like to break that one. I don't like to test in my life that if I eat this one, then it will happen this and that. Like because this is not the laboratory. This is not the scientific lab. So the people generally afraid of this. They did not like to uh, break the taboo. This is, and scientifically, if we see that there is something that happened in that what you call, whether it has the some the more of the some kind of gene or some of the more of ingredients the more. So this is uh, scientifically there may be some result because of the doubling of the twin becoming, but
No.
there is no any people that if you eat this one then it won't to affect or it doesn't do anything to harm to you. That is not in the community. It is there is no any that sort of the thing. So what the belief is there, so we just believe in that. This is
Okay. Actually, in our Dimasa, we believe that this, if we consume these twins, then there
Mhm.
is possibility to yeah, the baby may get twins finger, joint finger, or
Okay.
something like
Oh, yeah, yeah.
this type of beliefs we have. So that's why just I want to know. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Okay, it's interesting.
Yeah, thank you, Dibajyoti, for the question. And thank you very much, Yashwanta sir, for your talk on an ethnolinguistic view of the Purum. If there are any further questions, we can have it at the end of the session. And I think I would like to request our presenters to be ready now. We have three presentations today. First one will be by Rima Sekia. She will be presenting on rituals and customary practices of the Rangkhol community. That followed by Dr. Elamba Manimohan Meite on social structure and organization of Purum community. And then Dr. Christina Karluki on pronominals in Puriyang, a variety of Khasi. So I'd like to request Rima to be ready and present her talk.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. So good morning, everyone. I am going to present on the topic, the rituals and customary practices of the Rangkhal community. So the Rangkhals are one of the oldest Kuki tribes in Northeast India. The term Rangkhal also denotes the language spoken by the same tribe. The total population of the Rangkhal community is estimated to be about 18,700 according to Ethnologue 2000. The speakers of Rangkhal are found in some parts of Assam, Tripura, Mizoram, Manipur, and Meghalaya. In Assam, they are mainly found in some villages of Haflong, Dima Hasao district. In Assam, some of the Rangkhol villages are found near Haflong. These are Zion, Molpong, Bororobi, Asiakrobi, Khoinoi, etc. Dima Hasao is situated in the southern part of Assam. It shares the boundary with Nagaland, Manipur, and Meghalaya. In Haflong, Dima Hasao district, the population of the Rangkhol people can be estimated to be 3,000 approximate. The Rangkhol language is marked as a vulnerable language according to the UNESCO Endangerment Index. So this is the map of Dima Hasao. The prime objective of this paper is to show the traditional rituals and practices of the Rangkhol community. The data of this paper is accumulated from two sources, primary and secondary. For primary data, fieldworks have been carried out in some villages of Haflong, Dima Hasao district. And for the secondary data, some books, journals has been consulted. The history and origin of the Rangkhol community. The word Rangkhol has been derived from the two words Rang, which means courageous warrior, and Khol, that means group, which can be translated as group of courageous warriors. According to their oral tradition, the origin of the Rangkhol tribe started from a cave called Chinlung or Sinlung, located somewhere in China. Though there is no written record about the exact time of their migration, it can be asserted that the Rangkhol people started migrating from one place to another after living for centuries in the same place due to aggression from other neighboring tribes and also in search of fertile land. It is believed that the Rangkhols came out of the cave and migrated to the Shan state of Burma, and after staying in Burma for many centuries, they shifted to the Lushai Hills or present day Mizoram, and they gradually scattered into different regions of Northeast India. The religion of the Rangkhol people can mainly be divided into two categories. First one is the old religion of animism and the new religion of Christianity. They practiced a type of animism called Sonong centuries back. The Rangkhols believed in the existence of a supreme god whom they called Ching Pathian, that means high god. According to Sopit, there are three principal gods of the Rangkhols known as Lambra, Golarai, and Dudukal. The Rangkhols in Dimahasao had started to convert into Christianity from 1935, and the Rangkhols from the other parts of the Northeast India also converted into Christianity in the first of the 20th century. This is the picture of the Presbyterian Church of India located in Zion village of Haflong. It was established in 1983. The family structure of Rangkhols. The Rangkhol tribe practices patriarchy. The father or the senior most male is considered to be the head of the family. He has the power over any family matter, and the mother is confined to household tasks. In a Rangkhol society, both nuclear and joint family can be seen. In some joint families, the elder son would set up a new family as soon as he gets married. When a father dies, the mother of the family would act as the head. Right of inheritance. In the patriarchal society, the male is held in high authority in this society. In case of property succession also, the firstborn male is given the priority. In case of sufficient properties, the father can share it among the sons as he wishes. If a man has a daughter but no son, then the father may give the right of inheritance to his daughter, provided she does not marry a member of another community. If the family has no son or daughter, it is automatically passed on to the nearest male kinship of the deceased. The house type and pattern of the Rangkhol community. The Rangkhol people generally used to build their houses close to one another in a systematic row on hilltops. Traditionally, the houses were built of wood and bamboos, covered with thatch roof. However, nowadays, concrete houses with tin roofs are also found in Rangkhol societies. Numerous houses form a village where people exercise their customary law. The villages are of different sizes according to the population, usually with not less than 25 to 30 houses. This is a picture of a Rangkhol traditional house. The village administration. The Rangkhols have their own administrative setup. The village council or court is called Dewan or Royrelna, which consists of few members elected by a general consensus. The villages are administered by a group of village officials, the Kalim, which means a headman, and the Kabur, that is the additional headman. The assistant headmen are the subordinates. namely the Chapia Kalim and Chapia Kabur. Their main responsibility is to promote justice, harmony, and maintain law and order in the society. The Devans deal with all matters that occur within the village, such as disputes between two villages in which they come together to resolve the matters. Matters such as murder, adultery, divorce, fighting, etc., that occur within the community are brought to the village court for judgment. In this regard, the village court is responsible for necessary action. Traditional festivals of the Rangkhol community. The Rangkhols observe different types of festivals depending on their agricultural practices and occupation. The two most important festivals are Rual Safak. So Rual Safak is a harvesting festival. It also bids goodbye to the passing year and welcomes the new year. This festival is observed within the last part of January and first part of February. In this festival, all young boys and girls take active part. The festival is celebrated for 2 days. And the second one is Bahnar Insuk. This festival is celebrated just before sowing the seeds in the jhum fields in the month of March. The festival is celebrated to pray for the cultivation of good crops and to protect them from damage. In this festival, the agricultural tools are also worshipped. Traditional attire and ornaments. Rangkhol people wear hand-woven attires produced by them. They have their own weaving tools and instruments in almost every household. Rangkhol women used to weave dresses for the family members. They prepare the threads from the cotton cultivated and produced in their jhum fields. Uh, Male attires, diyar or peduri. The Rangkhol males tie a thread round their waist where a piece of cloth is tucked in to cover the lower part of the body. Songkol is a shirt or a type of dress which is worn by the males to cover the upper part of their body. And lukom is a traditional turban. A piece of cloth is used to wrap the head like a turban. Female attire and ornaments. Puanbom is a cloth to cover the lower part of the body, extending from the waist to below their knee. Lungbom is a cloth covering from their breast to the knee. Some common ornaments worn by the Rangkhal women are samkil, which is a hairpin, kwordoy, kworbet. These are varieties of earrings. Bandriel is a bracelet. Irthei is necklace, etc. This is a picture of Rangkhal young girls wearing their traditional attire with ornaments. Food habits. The staple food of the Rangkhals is rice. Rice is cultivated in the paddy fields along with other vegetables. Rangkhal people mostly eat boiled vegetables with rice. Other than that, meat, fish, and dry fish are also consumed by them. Apart from the cultivated vegetables, they used to collect some locally grown leaves and herbs from the nearby forests. Earlier, they used to go for hunting, but nowadays, meat is mostly bought from the market. However, fishing is still practiced. The life cycle rituals of the Rangkhal community. Although the Rangkhals had converted into Christianity, they practiced their traditional rituals right from the birth of a baby till its death according to their traditional belief. Birth ritual. When a child is born to a family, males of the family cannot enter the room where the baby is being born. And as soon as the baby is born, the wrist of the baby is tied with a black thread. As a symbol of the birth of a newborn baby, a kind of wild orchid which is called Naisul Bang is hung up on the main door until the purification ceremony is performed. There are several rituals and ceremonies of purification of the child till it attains adolescence. Naming. The first ceremony after the birth of a baby is the naming ceremony. The naming ceremony is performed on different days depending on the gender of the child. If it is a male child, the name is given on the 11th day. If it is a female child, the name is given on the 9th day. And the child's name should be derived from its grandfather's or grandmother's name. For example, uh, if the name of a girl is Vannehli, it's a three-syllabic name. The first syllable means the grandfather's name, and the second syllable is from grandmother's name, and the last one is the new name. Marriage ritual. According to the Rangkhal tradition, both girls and boys are restricted to get married outside their community. Marriage within the same clan is discouraged but not prohibited. Polygamy is highly forbidden among the Rangkhals. In case of an arranged marriage, the parents of the groom send the proposal to the bride's family, and the proposal is sent in the form of kuchavi, which includes a piece of cloth and many other things. If the kuchavi is accepted, then it indicates agreement. If it is sent back, it means denial. In Rangkhal tradition, the value of the bride is settled for marriage, which is called kuvaichu. It can be negotiated from the groom's side. After the discussion, the date and time of the wedding is fixed, and a wedding ceremony is performed according to the Christian wedding rituals. Divorce. Divorce is very rare among the Rangkhal society. In case of adultery, a man, when caught in the act, is imposed a fine that is called pabi, along with domestic animals such as a pig and mithun. In case of women, if she is caught in adultery, she will be exposed publicly by the relatives of the man. Death ritual. There are two kinds of death: natural death, that is thi pangai, and unnatural death, that is sarathi. In case of natural death, the corpse is washed without sorry, this is there is a typing mistake. It should be with hot water and wrapped with new cloths along with food that is prepared for the departed soul. Soon after the death, an elderly cock is sacrificed near the feet of the deceased in order to show the right way to heaven. This sacrifice is performed by an elderly lady. After the relatives and friends of the deceased family have assembled, the corpse is carried in a procession for burial. A feast in the name of the departed soul is held, which is called Rok Nga. The family of the deceased may hold the feast 1 year after the incident takes place, or whenever they find themselves capable to do the same. They erect the memory stone on the name of the deceased on the day of this ceremony is held. So these are the life cycle rituals of the community. Sorry. In the case of unnatural death, the corpse is neither carried into the village, nor can any formal funeral ceremony be performed. The body is either buried outside the village or where the incident takes place. So, thus it can be concluded that although the Rankhals had converted into Christianity, certain customs are followed by them with regards to their life cycle facts and events, which makes the community very rich regarding their customary traditions. The village administration plays a very vital role in the Rankhal society. From the above discussion, it can be understood that the status of men in a Rankhal society is higher than that of women. I hope this presentation gives a purview of the Rankhal community as well as its basic ethnographic scenario. And further research would bring out more ethnolinguistic features of the community in future. Oh, thank you.
Thank you, Rima, for your presentation on the rituals and customary practices of the Rankol community, and you have quite finished it before time. So we have few minutes for discussion. If there are any questions, then you can unmute yourself and ask, or leave a question in the chat box.
Actually, I have a question regarding the what is that transformation of the religion.
Yes.
As he has pointed out, animism to the Christianity. So I want to
Yes.
know what does it mean, the animism? Animism means before Christianity, what was their practice in case of religion?
Actually, before Christianity, they used to worship the nature.
Only nature,
And
not
yeah,
any
only
idol
nature.
worship.
No, not any idol worship.
I see. So
Yeah.
now everybody is converted into Christianity, all
No, not every one of them. There are still some villages, and the people of those villages, they practice animism.
still.
Yeah, still. In
Okay.
Haflong itself, there is a village called Lungkhok, and
Okay.
the people of that village still practice animism.
Okay. Okay. No, why I'm talking nowadays, the Hinduism is also very popular. So
Yeah,
that is
yeah.
why whether people have converted into Hinduism also
Uh,
from the animism or
no,
what?
as
That's
far
what
as
I
I
was.
know, there is no Hindu community in from
Okay.
Rang.
Okay. Thank you. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Bhaskaran sir, for the question. In relation to that, I would also like to give a suggestion, Rima, that
Yes.
it's not a good idea actually to use animism, because it was
Yeah.
a racist term used by anthropologists when they first started discovering the indigenous communities in the colonial times, and that is when animism was used for anything which was either related to nature or maybe anything else, but not Christianity. So
Yes.
I think if you could avoid using the term animism and you could call it as traditional practices or traditional religion,
Nature
and
work also.
yes, there could be a term for
Yeah.
the practice. And Hinduism is a very, it's a very bleak terminology actually, because if you look at the traditional practices, that is also a kind of Hinduism in a way. It's like a Santan Dharma in a way. So
Yes.
if you could find terminology from their community, then I think that would be that would justify your your stand on identifying their traditional religion rather than
Yeah.
calling it animism.
Yeah. Sure, ma'am. Thank you for the suggestion, ma'am.
Yeah. um, okay, any questions, any more questions?
Hello.
Yes.
Yes, Deepajit.
Hello. Rima.
Yes.
It's K.H. Dipajati from Assam University.
Yeah.
I want to ask, have you gone through the clan system of Rangkhol?
Yeah, I have been through. I remember there are 12 clans, but I am not yet clear about that. Not that confirmed about that.
Okay. In
I am
future,
not.
you can
I'm
add
not
it.
sure
That
about
means.
all the clans. I have been through only some of them
Okay. Okay.
actually.
Okay. Yeah. If you
And if
go
I'm
through
not
all those
wrong,
clan
there
systems,
are 12 clans.
12 clans. Okay.
Yeah.
I think each clan have some specific role in their society at past. So if you go through it also, it will be very
Yeah.
interesting for
I'm really sorry. I have not
future.
yet worked on that. Yeah.
In one of the clan, Pena or Poitong,
Yeah, I've heard
like
about that. Kodang.
yeah,
Actually,
yeah.
one of my informants, he belonged to that clan.
Okay, okay. Then that clan used to do some survey for
Okay.
those specific clan
Okay.
means especially for surveying the land where they will get the water, fire at past especially. So each
Yeah.
clan have something. I think they have some specific role at past. So if you
Yeah.
go
I'm
all those
extremely
things,
sorry.
and it
I was
will be
not aware of that. In future works, I'll surely do that.
okay. Okay, just I'm sharing with you. That's
Oh, okay. Thank you.
mm, welcome.
Thank you, Dibajati, again for the question, and thank you, Rima, for your interesting presentation
Okay.
on
Thank
the Rankol community. So we move on to the next presentation by Dr. Elambam Manimohan Meite. This presentation is on um, again on Purum, but social organization and structure of the Purum community. Yes.
Purva. Yeah. Okay, ma'am. Can I start? Hello?
Yes, you can start.
Okay, okay. Okay, good morning, everyone. Today I'm going to present my paper is Social Structure and Organizations of Purum Community. So this is the introduction. So, ethnolinguistics is the field of linguistics when it studies the relationship between language and culture and the way of different ethnic groups perceive the world. Social structure is the patterns of social arrangements in society that are both emergence from and determinant of actions of individuals. Social structure includes family, religion, law, economy, and class. Social organizations comprehends the systems of obligations, relations existing in a given society at a given time. These systems of obligations, relations is most inadequately evidenced
Excuse
by
me,
the
please read louder because we are not, it is not
okay.
audible.
Okay. By the commonly held set of behavior, anticipation.
Please increase your volume, Mani. Please increase the volume.
Okay. Where? Yeah, hear me? Hello?
Yes, yes, it's better now.
Okay, okay, yeah. So, and then in Purum, Kulakwa is the head of the community. He can make decisions in any dispute. When a Kulakwa is retired or dead, his son, brother will hold the post. If there are no more brothers, the eldest sons of the Kulakwa will become the Kulakwa. In Purum, the post of chief is hereditary. And this is the place where I took the field, Purum village. And then Sharia Sobat also already mentioned the introductions. So I leave it. And then the clans of Purum community, only the members belonging to the Moltong and Songtu clans can become a Kulakpa. See here the clans of the Purum community. And then origin of Purum. Or Purum is name of the community as well as the language. They are believed to have originated from Tripura. Some of the areas which they believe to be inhabited in Tripura are Aceh, Rangkol, Komdok, Sai. The Purums are a nomadic tribe and used to move from one place to another in search of fertile land and water conducive to peace and comfortable living. So this is the Purum village. And the language. The language spoken by the Purum is known as the Purum language. It is spoken in some part of Manipur only, according to the Gershons in his book, Linguistic Survey of India, volume number 3, part 3, Purum is included in all Kuki Naga group. See, and then the language is classified under all Kuki branches of Kuki sections of Burmese division as according to the Robert Sheffer, Introduction to Sino-Tibetan 1974. The language is not used in schools or mass media. They use Roman script for writing. So methodology, the data for the present study were collected from both primary and secondary sources. The primary source consists of observations during fieldwork, interaction with informants, and the secondary sources consist of various books and journals, etc. on Purum. So in this paper, I just follow this identity theory. The ethnolinguistics vitality theory is a social psychological approach to the relationship between language and identity. So Giles, Boris, Tyers also proposed a model of identity theory, so in linguistic vitality. And then objective, to discuss about the social structure and organizations of the Purum community. This paper includes to study about their day-to-day life and their activities and also their culture and tradition. This paper is useful to the native speakers and those people who involve in linguistics research. So yeah, come to the birth. In older days, the birth of a child was at home with the help of local midwife called Tempi. Sarya Suman also mentioned this one. But nowadays, childbirth is mainly carried out at the hospitals or primary health subcenters. During their pregnancy period, the pregnant women are not allowed to go outside. And if the pregnant women need to go outside the house, they have to cover their head with a cloth. They can't go under hanger made of bamboo cloths drying pole because they believe that if they fall down while going under the hanger, their baby is supposed to be dead or while giving birth. And then in Purum society, the birth ceremony is called Natal Sok. The ceremony of the birth of female child is carried out on the third day, whereas that of the male child is on the sixth day after birth. The traditional practice of such birth ceremony is carried out by the eldest patron and aunt of the child. And if there is no aunt of the child, one of the closest aunts of the king can perform it. Within a period of 40 days after birth, the child is brought to the church to take blessing from God. In Purum, the naming systems of the child is very important and interesting too. The firstborn male child takes the last syllable from his grandfather's name. For example, the baby of the child is Chonglen. So here, Chong is the last syllable of his grandfather, like Rainy Song. Song is the last syllable of his grandfather name. Similarly, the firstborn female child takes the last syllable of her grandmother's name, like Warnei Hoy. The subsequent male and female children born in the family can take their name from other near relatives. So a ceremony called Nakobik for wearing of earring is performed when the child attains the age of 1 year. A cock is offered for a male child and a hen is offered for female child. A domestic fowl or a wild fowl of the appropriate sex can be offered. It is offered by the maternal uncles of the child. There is no restrictions of the color of the fowls to be offered to Nakolbik ceremony. So the ritual fowls are dressed, boiled, and pounded with ginger. The chicken is eaten only by the male and female members of the lineage of the child. Other invitees who are not members of the lineage of the child are served with bread and adang and raw vegetable mixture. So marriage. Marriage is one of the most important ceremony of Purum tribe. Intermarriage within the same clans or group is prohibited. There are two types of marriage, arranged marriage and marriage of elopement. Arranged marriage is an ideal type of marriage. It is a love marriage and the marriage itself is arranged by the parents of both sides. These types of marriage is well accepted and considered prestigious in Purum society. Marriage by allotment is very uncommon. This type of marriage cannot be performed in the church. However, the ceremony is the same as that of a holy marriage and it's carried out by the priest of the village church. In such marriage, the bridegroom should offer two bigs or five wedge feet, one to the bride's parents and another to the villager. Beside it, the groom's parents have to give a yorkampun, a cloth used by the village chief, to the bride parent as a penalty. And then family structure. The Purum tribes practices patriarchy. Father is considered to be the head who exercises power over family matters, whereas the mother is confined only to the household tasks or activities. Joint family is rare among the Purums. Husband or wife never addresses each other by their respective names. They used to call their eldest sons or daughters name like England Pa, husband, and England Nu. So here, England is the name of the, his or her child. And dead body is buried in the Purum culture. There are two burial grounds, Sortan and Fultan. Sortan is the burial place of those persons who die of unnatural death, and those persons who die an unnatural death cannot be buried in Fultan graveyard. Every family of the village has different burial places. All the members of the same family are buried at the same common graveyard. So food and drink. Rice is the staple food in common for them. They take simple foods like anbut, a kind of boiled food, arme, sakem, yehal, boiled vegetable, etc. These simple foods are used to eat frequently in their day-to-day life. They used to eat pork, fish, and beef sometimes. They live in a simple and happy life. So utensils, they have used iron pots for cooking purposes. They use kenkam as the bowl. They use dorpa, dish, and kuri balls, which is made by the bronze nowadays. They also use tuium gourd vessels made from the dry gourd as drinking vessels. Nowadays, they use glass, mug, jug, etc. So dress and ornaments. In Purum society, traditional male wear pondum, a half dhoti, and patak songkol, sir, and amchal lukon, headgear. They use two different types of clothes for men, that is ponjaldum and pondum clothes. Ponjaldum is used in day-to-day life, while pondum is used in festivals and ceremonials. The women folk used to wear fanek loins, khamtang and ponbolchal, murkhan, ponlang, and koknam, etc. Khamtang cloth is used by the married women in ceremonies and festivals. The cloth chalakong in is used by both married and unmarried women. And then they use rakasang nongtre as a necklace. See here the Purum tradition attire. And house type. The house type of the Purum is similar to the Métis indigenous houses. Generally, the front of the houses faces the east. They settle in the plain area, so they do not use a raised floor like the house built on stilts like the house of other hill tribes. Many houses are constructed with wood and roofed with tin sheet. The walls are plastered with mud mixed with straw. At present, people who are economically sound have started constructing houses made of bricks. And religion. Purum practices ancestor worship and belief in supreme deity who control the universe. Before Christianity, they worship the traditional god and goddess like Kasupui, Sanamahi, and Kasolai Lamren of the Métis. After the events of Christianity in this region in the late 80s or early 90s, the area was under the control of Christian religion. Nowadays, they used to go to the church 4 times a week: Wednesday for married men, Friday for married women, Saturday for unmarried youth, and on Sunday for everyone. There were many changes in their culture that were brought about with the change of religion. Festivals. Before Christianity, they celebrate Po Hongwa, Pantong Doi, Thori, Kari, and Koronglay, Sadal, Kongkoiba, Tingthak, Raitak, Lamton, and Kornei, and Sabolay. But the Sabolay, the Test New Rice Festival, is still celebrated for a namesake. Generally, it is celebrated in the months of October and November every year. In this festival, they offer wine and pig to the god. After that, they share and eat together. On this day, they started to eat the new rice of the year. But after Christianity, they have celebrated only Christmas and New Year. Games and sport. Purum has their own indigenous games. Among them, Vo or Kinbor Mukna wrestling is a very important one. For every festival, maybe Christmas or New Year, they play it. This game is much close to their community. Besides, they also play Kaidung Kai Tuck of War. Games and sport are also important part of Purum community. So right of inheritance. In the practical society, the male is held in high authority in a society. In property succession, the eldest son of the parent has the right to inherit all the paternal properties. The younger brother may share the properties through negotiation. Daughter has no right to inherit properties, but if there is no son, then the father may give the right of inheritance to his daughter. Another important point in property inheritance is that if the family has no son or daughter, the property is automatically passed on to the nearest male kinship of the deceased. And economy. The primary source of income mainly comes from the agriculture and forest product. Agriculture is the main occupations of Purum community. Other small-scale industries like weaving, basket making, cattle rearing, etc., are also being taken up to boost their earning. They sell these products in the local market. The females also contribute in the earning of the family if not a par with male. So this is a photo of weaving clothes, the all women that's weaving. And then village administration. In the Purum society, Kulakpa is the head of the community. Village administration is carried out by the chief, Kulakpa, with several ministers who are assigned and specify their duties. See Kulakpa, chief of the village, Lublakpa, assistant head of the village, Dukkai, arranger of the liquor or for village festivals, Naharakpa, look after the youth of the village, Sairem, village volunteers, Tangwa, assistant village volunteer, Changloi, assistant village volunteer, and Naita youth who run an errand. So this is the village administration. And then comes to the education. Educations play an important role in Purum community. The literacy rate of the community is 84.62%, again 76.94% of the Manipur. The male literacy stands 89.77%, while the female literacy rate is 80.37%. The village has only one lower primary school. Nowadays, parents are very smart and aware about the present trends of education systems. They admitted their children to the private or English medium schools for better education. So this is the conclusion. Social structure and organizations of Purum community society may be regarded as complementary way of viewing the same phenomenon. Social structure refers to the positions of groups with reference to each other as determined by the significant patterns of obligation relations, while social organization is a set of obligation relations which exist between and among the groups composing a social order. The actual operations of social systems indicates that certain set of obligation relations are significant and perhaps crucial to the maintenance of that system. So this is the difference. So thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Dr. Mani, for your very interesting presentation on the social structure and organization of the Purum community. So we can take questions. There's some time, 5 minutes.
And Ali, may I come in?
Yes, Uncle Yusuf.
Dr. Mani Mohan.
Yeah. Yes.
It was a very interesting
Thank you so much.
presentation.
Yeah.
I have two small questions.
Yeah, welcome.
You have mentioned that the Kulakpa of Purum is of hereditary.
Yeah, hereditary.
And hereditary, as I understand, is the if the Kulakpa in the case of death of the Kulakpa,
Yeah.
in our area, hereditary is, hereditary means the the son, the first,
Mm.
the eldest living son of the
Mm.
chief
Mm.
uh, takes over the reign.
Yeah.
But you have mentioned that uh, the 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 next brother of the king takes over
Yeah.
the
Mm.
reign.
His second brother will hold the post.
Yes, the immediate younger brother will
Yeah. Yeah.
hold the post. Okay, is that um, the, I was doubtful whether you have, mistakenly said that younger brother instead of the eldest son. That one, if that is so, then it is okay. And the other question is, uh, you have also mentioned that the the birth ceremony of a daughter is held on the third day,
Mm.
whereas I if I'm not mistaken, Sir Jaswanta Singh had
Yeah.
said
Yeah.
it on fifth day,
Mm.
and the in the case of the son, it is held on the sixth day, and you have also mentioned the same on the sixth day. But in
Yeah.
the in case of the daughter, you have said that it was on the third day,
Yeah.
and uh, which one should we take as authentic? Because
Uh,
Jaswanta Singh mentioned it was on the fifth day.
yeah. Fifth day. Yeah. Yeah. I know. But according to my findings, sir, so the third day is for the female child, and then the sixth day for the male child, according to my finding.
Okay, that's clarification.
Okay, thank you, Uncle Musil, for your question. Are there any more questions from the participants?
Hello.
Hello,
Yes,
sir.
yes, sir, yes.
Yes, sir.
Ah, Mani, can you find that role of maternal, what do you call that, mama?
Mama.
Did you
Yeah.
find any of the role of mama in the Purum?
Sir, actually, I can't find that one, but I'm just looking forward to. After that, I'm just writing now on ethnolinguistics. After that, I will provide that kind of
Yeah.
things.
I also looked for that
Yeah, sir.
because in the
Mm.
Meitei society,
Mm.
the mama
Mama,
is
yeah,
very
mama,
important.
yeah, mama play a very important role. I know that, sir.
Uh,
But I'm just looking forward to.
yeah. But no, just regarding this one also,
Yes,
that
sir.
even in Manipuri also, from which uh, language this mama comes. Mama is that coming from, uh, it may be Bengali, it may be
Yeah,
some,
maybe Bengali. Yeah. Mm. Yes,
ah,
maybe.
but did you find that do we have
Mm.
in the old Manipuri the
Mm.
word for mama?
Mm.
Have you came across that? I will be very happy if you keep that one.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Yeah, I will. I will definitely. I will, sir.
Yeah. I have one question for both Yashwanta sir and Mani
Yes, sir.
regarding
Yes, ma'am.
the when a child dies. How is there any any different ritual unlike the burial practice of the adults? Is there any different terminology for their burial ground, or are they buried in the same place?
So that is
Very interesting
uh,
one.
yeah, that is very important thing also.
Mm.
But I don't have any answer now.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, because in Dimasa we cremate the adults, but if it is a child, then we don't cremate, we bury them. So,
Yes.
and then the burial ground is different. So
Okay.
I just wanted to know if there's anything like that for Purum.
Mm.
For my day, uh, that is the child which is less than 3 years old, then it 3 years. I think it is a 3 years. Then it is not that we have done like those who are adult, or that we do not do that type of the poloiba.
Yeah.
It is not done, and they just give. Madi, I think that you please help me then. If it
Yeah.
is the very small, 1 to 3 months, or that, then that was the kept inside the
Inside the,
pot
yeah,
in.
iron pots like that. You can within iron pot, the baby should put inside, and then to some other place in the village.
But what about that? Is it after or before 3 years, or what? That
Sir,
macam
before
macam but that
before
is one.
sir, before 3 years maybe. After 3 years, they can do that kind of iron pot inside that baby.
Yeah. So I can't.
Mm.
I don't have that much information now.
Yes, sir.
Even for my tails.
Sir Jaswanta,
Yes.
in our case, in the
Mm,
Uyghur tradition, if
mm,
the child's birth ceremony, the so-called birth ceremony,
mm,
it is uh, we call it chim kheng, which is similarly same meaning to the Meitei term yum ba. And
ah,
on that day itself, the child's name is given. So it is virtually
okay.
name giving ceremony. So
Yes.
it is on the fifth day only, either daughter or son. So if
Okay.
that naming ceremony is done, the formal
Mm,
burial is conducted in our society.
okay.
I just wanted to inform that.
Okay. Okay. Uh, the Yum Xiangba in the Meitei society, that is on the 12th, I think.
I
12th
have no
day.
okay. I have no idea about that, but we do it on the fifth day, and
Yeah.
on that same day, the child
Mm.
the, the child is named. The child is given its name. So once the child is given
No.
its name, then
Ah.
after on his death of the
Mm.
young, either on the next
Hello.
day also, if the child happens
Tayo.
to die on the next day also, then it is given formal burial
Grandfather,
uh,
mother, kira.
service.
Kemudian tahan lagi betul tu berdiam tadi. Aduh, aduh ini, aduh kemana tahu lebih yang ini dia. Oh, aduh, ini siapa agen ini? Oi, wah. Ah, oi, wah. Oi, wah. Oi, wah. Ayo kita kerja ini. Then what happened?
Where is the Monali, ma'am?
Yeah, actually, Monali this link is disconnected. So our
Because of
next
maybe
speaker
Something
is
wrong?
yes, sir. Monali is disconnected, sir, due to poor network.
I'm wrong.
maybe network problem.
Okay, okay. Then who is the third
Sir,
speaker?
sorry, am I audible? I'm Dhiren Singh speaking. Hello.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
It's okay.
So our third speaker is Christina
Okay.
Kharluki
Oh,
from Nehu, Ceylon. So Christina,
okay.
Hello, am I audible, Christina? Hello. I'm just, I don't know whether Christina is there or not.
Not least.
Christina, please unmute yourself. Hello. Hello. I think so, maybe network issue.
Yeah, that may be.
Didn't
That may be.
get any response. So we have Christina's paper on pronominal in Purian, a variety of Khasi, but I don't know whether Christina is there or not. I think so. She's there.
Very good morning. Am I audible?
Okay. Yeah. We're audible. Please, Christina.
Yes. Okay. Very good morning. I was
Please.
trying to speak, but it seems like you cannot hear me. Okay. I will just start directly with the presentation. I would like to share my screen.
Madam,
Voice
please
is very
raise,
low.
please raise your
Yeah,
volume.
voice is very.
Yes, my volume is full.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, now it's audible. Yeah.
Is it
Yes.
clear?
Yeah,
Is it
it's
clear?
clear. It's clear. Yeah.
Okay. I'll
Yes.
try to be as loud as possible. Okay. Is my screen visible?
Yeah, he is going to come.
Low.
Yes.
Yes. You can see my
Yeah.
screen, right?
Yeah. You can see your screen. Yeah.
Okay. Very good morning. So my topic will be on pronominals in Korean, a variety of Khasi.
Topic pronominal.
Okay.
in
Is it
Khasi.
clear enough?
Excuse me, it is in the down. Yeah.
Okay. I will
The
just
down.
share
Yeah.
my screen.
Yes, that one.
This one?
No, slideshow.
Slideshow. No, yeah.
Slideshow. Yeah, that is written in the fourth column. Slideshow.
Yeah, Christina, it's yeah.
Yeah,
Slideshow
this one.
better.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So let me start with this. The Khasi culture, ethnicity, and the language shows close similarity with other Austroasiatic patterns found in Southeast Asia. Different subgroup of the Khasi community and
I think there is some sound issues.
Christina,
Yes.
can you be a little louder?
Okay,
Your
one
voice
second.
is not audible.
Okay, one
Or
second.
closer to the microphone.
Something wrong. Something wrong.
Christina, we're unable to hear you.
Lovely.
audible?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes, yes.
but
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Can you hear me? Actually, I'm trying to increase the volume, but I don't know. Something's wrong. My volume is full.
but
Okay. I try to be loud. Yes. Yes. Am I audible to the group?
I think it's not so clear, but I think you can continue and please make
Okay.
it
Okay.
go to slideshow and yeah, just click on
Yes.
slideshow.
Okay. I will just continue. Okay.
Okay, okay.
Yes. Yes. So, as I said here, the subgroup of the Khasi communities, the Kingdom, the Bhoi, the Maram, and the Inam, and as well as the War. So, War consists of Khasi and the War giants here. Now, the early settlement of the Khasi is a myth. Okay, according to the belief that they have settled in the hills, Khasi hills, long time back. Though there are no written record, according to one of the traditional beliefs, the Khasi myth or prophet confirmed that their belief had made first settlement on this hill. Now, in the most recent classification by the book, the Khasi have been classified under the name Khasian, a branch of the Khasi Cumic Austroasiatic family. Now, he classifies the Austroasiatic family into three sub-branches, known as the Khasi Cumic and the Khmer sub-branch. Russell in the year 1906 identified four major dialects of Khasi. This is the Sinteng, the Lingam, and the War. But Acharya in the year 1972 identified fourth one and called it Boy. Now, the Puryang village is situated in the mountain block. East Khasi Hill district of Thailand, and they border with the East Khasi Hill district. Now, the village is located high on a beautiful hillside. Puryang village has a total of 450 families resident, out of which the total population approximately 2004 is 1,022, and the female 900. Now, the population of children in this village is 402. So this is the census according to the 2011 census. Now, the village has around 7 localities, and these are Yongdin, Mawakut, Mawakir, Ruan, Newell, Northwest, Song, and Lulu. Now, when it comes to the Song, Song is a valley which is well known and well known for plantation, for agriculture, and basically Song Valley. You definitely find this in most of the geography book when it comes to the entire demographic profiling. Now, linguistically, people listed in this village called the variety which they speak Puri. Okay, but the standard people term this variety as Puryang dialect, which is a variety of Khasi. Now, this is the demographic profile of Puryang. I will not go in detail with this. Okay? And we have pronominal in Puryang. Now, pronominals, as we know, basically an exponent noun phrase with pronoun. Now, in common binding theory, the term pronominal is used as a type of noun phrase, along with anaphors and verb expression of
Christina, sorry to intervene. Are you using headphone right now?
Pardon?
Are you using a headphone?
Yes, I'm using a headphone.
Okay, now it's better. Can you please be in that position as you are right now, because your voice was not audible at all. Like it was there, but we couldn't hear it properly.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, now it's very
yes,
clear.
much better.
It's very clear, right?
Yeah.
So I will just
Yeah. So please don't move a bit. Just be as it is.
Okay, Manali. So let me just continue here. The pronominal is a term used in the grammatical classification of words referring to the first set of items, which can be used to substitute for a noun phrase or a single noun. Just hope that the speaker will handle.
Sorry, I'm unable to hear again.
You're not unable to. Can you hear me now?
Yeah. Now it's okay.
Okay.
Stay closer to microphone.
Christina,
Okay.
when you are talking to us, we can hear you. When you are presenting, we cannot hear you. So maybe you can be closer and just be in the same pace. Yeah.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
It's
Yeah.
fine,
Very
loud
clear.
and clear.
Okay, okay. I will try to be in this position. So Purian exhibit two number forms, that is singular and plural. There are different forms of personal pronouns in Purian. These personal pronouns have definite meaning. They are the main means of identifying speakers, dressing depending on the speaker. Pronouns in Purian carry other grammatical functions to indicate person, number, gender, and place. So let's look at the table shown below. So this is the pronominal system in Purian. So we have first person singular na and plural me. Then we have second person singular mia, and then we have plural jong mia. Then we have her for feminine and jong her you for feminine, and pay which is neuter, and we have jong pay you neuter. Now we have another one, third person pronominal system Italian, singular is you for masculine, and we have he for plural, and then we have her for feminine, again he for plural, and we have me for monophonic.
Christina, can you
Yes?
remove the headphone? Can you remove the headphone?
You can still hear. You can still. Can you hear me now, Manali?
Yeah, we can hear you when you are talking to us, but when you're presenting, it's not audible clearly. So can you please
Okay.
remove the headphone?
Okay. Okay, Manali. 1 second. Let me just try with another headphone again. Okay, let me just try with another headphone.
Okay, okay, okay. I'd like to request our participants to kindly bear with us. Our speaker is trying to connect with a better headphone, I guess.
Yes, Manali. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes, I can hear you. Can you go to
My
slideshow?
voice clear now?
Not so clear. Maybe you just remove the headphone and try.
I'll just try to speak from the laptop. Okay.
No, no, what I mean is if you can just remove the headphone completely and then maybe you can just try.
Can you hear me?
Yes, yes, it's so much better now. Christina, are you trying something now? Christina?
Yes, Monali.
Please go to slideshow, Christina.
Yes, Monali.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, okay. 1 second, Monali. Actually, I'm just going to use another headphone because my laptop, you cannot hear, the volume is very low when I don't use a headphone. So I'm just trying to connect with another headphone. Just give me 2 minutes, okay?
Christina, are you there? Christina, what you can do is maybe you just show the slides, and I think that would be much better. We're like running short of time.
Yeah.
If you can hear me, Christina, maybe you just show the slides.
Manali, another possibility is that if she can speak on the phone, and then you or somebody puts it on this one.
Okay, let me just call her and I'll put it
Okay,
in
Monali, can you
loudspeaker.
hear me? Monali, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, but the problem is when you give presentation, we can't hear you. So what you can do is you can just go to slideshow and keep showing it, and then
Okay.
I will give you a call and you can try to speak in the loudspeaker.
Okay, okay. Now can you hear me? I think this one will be far much better than the previous one.
It just keeps moving the intensity of the pitch actually. So maybe you just go to slideshow and then you keep showing it, and I'll give you a call now, so you can present over the phone.
Okay, what I'll do is I will try to present through the phone. Okay, I'll try to present through the phone. I will join Zoom again with my phone. Okay, does that make sense?
Okay, that's also fine.
I think, and then I can present the slide there.
Okay, then you please connect from the phone.
Yes.
Or I just thought that maybe you can call me and then I can
I'm
put it in
connecting.
loudspeaker.
I'm connecting. 1 second.
Yeah, I think we cannot hear her at all now. Again.
Christina, can you just go to the slideshow?
Okay, okay. I'll just do it a slideshow. Okay. Okay, now.
Yeah, and then you can mute yourself and I will give you a call.
Okay, okay. So
Yeah.
this
Please
is
go to slideshow. Yeah.
Yes, Monali, can you hear me?
No, it's not working. So let me just give you a call.
Yes, can you hear me now?
I mean, the slides are fine.
Yes.
The slides are fine, but I think there's a problem with the voice.
Okay, can you hear me now?
No. It's like it keeps, like it's moving your voice. So I will call you. Yeah, you can mute yourself.
Okay, actually, I'm connecting it from my phone. Can you hear me?
But still, it's not clear.
Still not clear. Oh my goodness me. Okay, you just give me a call then, Monali.
Yeah. You please proceed with your slides. Yeah.
Okay, I'll just yes.
And mute.
Can you hear Christina? I have put my loudspeaker on. Christina, can you respond?
Yes, I can hear you. I can hear you. Yes.
Okay. I will mute you in Zoom.
Yes.
Can the participants hear Christina from my loudspeaker?
Can you hear me? Am I audible to the group?
Yes,
Priyankuda,
yes.
can you? Okay,
Yes,
okay.
yes.
I think it is manageable now.
Yeah, little
So
better.
here is the personal pronoun. Yes, phenomenal system is Surya. So this is the table. The phenomenal system. We have first person na, and then we have the plural e. Then the second person mia, and the plural is chongmamia. That is you. The second person ha, then plural is chongmapha. Then we have pei, chongmapei. And this is third person u. We have for masculine, and then we have plural ki. For feminine, we have ha, and for the plural, we have ki. And honorific, we use ni, and for plural, we have ki. Now, this is the personal pronoun. Now, nominative, we have mana. Then here, a nominative is marked with ma. And then for the plural, we have mahi. The accusative, we have yana for me, and then yai to us or for us. Then genitive is chongma, which is my or mine. And then we have chong-i, which is us or ours. Then we have instrumental, dana, by me, da-i, by us. And then we have the locative here, hanga, at or in or on me. And then ha-i, okay, then on us. Then hanga, again, like we have shanga, shangi, yanga, nanga, na-i, okay? And the genitive marking casing. Okay, now apart from that, this is the nominative personal pronouns when it comes to second person. Then this is also similar with the first person. We have mamia in singular, then plural chong mamia. Okay, nominative is mamia, then chong mamia, then mapha, chong mapha, mapei, chong mapei. This is both singular and plural when it comes to the nominative second person pronouns in Korean. Then we have accusative and dative, yamya, yachong mamya, that is plural, yapha, then yachong mapha, this is how we use it in our dialect, and then yapei, yachong mapei, this is accusative dative. Then we have genitive here, chong mya, chong mamya, then instrumental damya, da chong mamya, okay. Then locative hamya, hachong mamya, then again shamya, chachong mamya. Using the nominative in the third person. And then we have ya or, then ya chong ma or, accusative, yaka, ya chong maka, yange, ya chong mange, or ya chong make. Then genitive, chong or, chong ma or, then daka, instrumental, the chong maka, then locative haka, ha chong maka, the ablative na or, na chong ma or. Okay, this is the table for the third person singular in terms of nominative, accusative, genitive, instrumental, locative, and ablative case marking with the personal pronoun. Now, agreement in Puriang. Puriang, interestingly, is a pro-drop variety, and it is rich in agreement feature. Now, the agreement marker in Puriang stands freely on its own, pause verbally, and there is an agreement between the subject and the verb in person, number, and gender. The pronouns in Puriang also indicate person, number, gender, and case as seen in the previous table table number 2 till number 5. Now, the pronouns shows in table 6 in the next slide are not bound morpheme, but they function as clitics, which depend on the preceding word. In the intransitive subject, the subject can be dropped if the pronoun is, the subject can be dropped if it is a pronoun. Now, when you look at the example here, I sleep. Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes. Yeah, please.
Okay, the network just got disconnected. Actually, today the network is very bad here. That's the reason you cannot hear me properly. Okay, now let's just go straight to the agreement in Puriang. Okay. Now Puriang is pro-drop. Now we have here when the subject is in the intransitive sentence, when the subject is a pronoun, it can be dropped in Puriang. Okay. So this feature is not seen in standard Khasi. I'm mentioning this. This feature is not seen in standard Khasi, but still we can drop this in Puriang. Now, if I say na thiinge, this na can be dropped. If this na can be dropped, I can just use thiinge, which means I sleep. First person singular, sleep. First person subject agreement marker. Nge is first person subject agreement marker. Okay, am I audible enough?
Yes.
Yes, okay. The next we have for the second person, let's see, tha ding thi the. Now we have this tha can be dropped because we have this the here as a subject, a feminine subject agreement marker. So she is sleeping in the second sentence. Now in the third sentence, he will sleep or in thi u. So this or here can be dropped. Then we have u here, which is a third person subject agreement marker. This is very interesting because this feature is not seen in standard Khasi. Now in standard Khasi, I cannot say na dang bam ja na. We cannot use the na. We don't have such kind of agreement. It can just be used na dang bam ja. That means I am eating or I'm still eating food. I'm eating. I can just use na dang bam ja, but we don't mark an agreement, subject agreement with standard Khasi. But this feature in Puriang is very similar when it compares to the Pinar speaker, because one thing I would like to mention here, Puriang is the border village of East Khasi Hill District and Jangte Hill District. So basically, there is an influence from the Pinar speaker when it comes to the Puriang dialect. And the structure is very much like the Pinar structure. It's not, though lexically we are very close to the standard Khasi, but in terms of structure, sentence structure, we are very much close to the Pinar speaker. Now, this is what is seen in Puriang, which is different from Khasi. Now, this is the phenomenal clitics in Puriang. We have first person, me, okay? This is the clitics, and then e, then me, okay? Second person, we have me for the singular, me for the plural. Then pair for the singular, pair for the plural as well. Then he, then u, ke, ni. This is the clitic phenomenon in Puriang. Now, reflexive pronouns in Puriang. Now, the reflexive meaning is defined as presenting the referential identity of two of the argument of a given event or action. So this is seen in Puriang. Now, for self, it's marked with ya ladei. So na petye ya ladeye hayit. Okay, I look at myself in the mirror. Na petye ya ladeye hayit. Now, first person, it is look. Ne is agreement here. Ya ladey is self. Then ne again the agreement. Ha means at, and yit is mirror. This feature is not seen in the standard Khasi. When I say I look at myself in the mirror in Khasi, na pet ya ladey hayit.
we don't mark with this, we don't have an agreement to the first person na in Khasi. Now, apart from that, this one, we look at yourself in the mirror. Hey, Peti, Yalade, P, Hayit. Then again, this Hey is marked with agreement along here with the P. Okay? Similar with the third person, she looks at herself in the mirror. So this is she looks at herself in the mirror. Now next is the reciprocal pronouns in Turyang. Now the reciprocal pronouns in Turyang is marked with we, yeah, we. Yes. So let's take the sentence number 7. We take care of each other or one another. Iya sumari ni we ya ni we. So here we have this reciprocal, we, your we, marking along with the plural me, okay? Okay, plural, because here we have each other, so it's marked with the me plural, me here. Then next, they trusted each other or one another. Ni, ya, chong, ni, we, ya, ni, we. Again, here plural. The we, ya, we is marked with the ni here, along with the ni, okay? Then similarly with this sentence, number 9, you trust each other or one another. It's feminine. Okay, you feminine here. I'm marking you feminine. Ha shani te kawi ya kawi te. Now here it is interesting. We have here kawi, we ya kawi, which is marked with the feminine marker ka here, because this sentence is basically we're talking on the, from the perspective of a feminine when we are considering feminine into consideration. Now that is spoken. Now these are the demonstrative pronouns in Turyang. For this we have une, ane, nine. Okay. Then this is in the singular. Then these, kine. Then we have that, usai, katai, misai. Those, itai, ito, ite. Yes, when again here we have proximity. When certain thing is nearer to the speaker, then we have kitai, lani usai. But when it's far, then we have kite. That means far, which is going to be seen. The speaker is mentioning something, proximity which cannot be seen. Then they mark it with kite. This is on that. Now that very near, uto, kato, ito. Then that para, ute, kate, nite. That means which is not visible to the speaker. So demonstrative pronouns in Turyang is marked based on the proximity with the speaker. It's whether something is near the speaker or far, or something which is not visible to the speaker. Now, relative and interrogative pronouns in Turyang. Now, in Turyang, hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, okay. In Turyang, the relative pronoun is formed by using the conjunction particle are, which is that. Let's see the examples of 10 to 11, 10 and 11. So, yap, mu. This one, the dog that killed the rat. So I'm trying to give a very simple sentence here. And one interesting thing here is in the Mon Khmer language, especially Khasi, we have marking of objects with masculine and feminine. There are some certain objects that is marked with masculine, and there are certain objects that are being marked with feminine. Basically, animate. Yes. Here is one feature that is. Yes.
Yeah. Continue.
Yes. So here, dog is marked with the masculine u, and then cat, mew, is marked with the feminine ka. Okay, so the dog that killed the rat, and we have the relative pronoun here, ba. Then next, kakali, kaba. No. Then here we have ka. The car here is marked with the feminine ka, and then we have the relative pronoun ba, and then here's no is spoiled. The car that was spoiled. Then, interestingly, we have interrogative pronouns here. The example, mano bala. Okay, nominative question. This ma is nominative. Then no here is a question. Is the relative pronoun, and then la is came. Who came? Then actually interrogative pronouns are many in Turyang, but I'm just mentioning few of them. Then here we have, what are you doing? So we have here third person ka, and then here is question. Ding is progressive marker here. Okay, progressive is an aspect here, and then le is do, and here is the third person singular. So this is the Khasi phenomenal marker in Khasi, we have na and ni. This is the standard Khasi. I'm talking about the standard Khasi, which is there's slight variation when it comes to using it in Puriang. So it's not exactly like Khasi. We have a few things that is slight variation compared to Khasi when we compare standard Khasi and Puriang variety. So this is on Khasi and this is on Panar. So we have the similarity between it's quite a close relation, a close similarity between the Panar and Puriang way of using the pronominal system. So this is the table on the Panar. So the conclusion, I come to the conclusion. As we know that most of the non-Khmer languages is non-inflectional in nature. So basically, Puriang is also non-inflectional variety. It is an isolating or analytical language having the following characteristics. Now, words are invariable in Puriang. That is, most words like content and functional words are invariant. Then we have most of the words are free morphemes that have no ending and very less suffixes. Very, very less suffixes. Interestingly, when we look at Puriang, we will find many prefixes, many infixes, but we don't have suffixes. Suffixes very less. We just have two suffixes, and there's this mark with negation and with future tense in Puriang. Then this variety follow an SVO word order. Now Puriang exhibits two number forms, that is singular and plural. Now pronouns in Puriang carry other grammatical functions to indicate person, number, gender, and case. Now, as I've mentioned, Puriang is a proto variety and it's very rich in agreement features. And these agreements are freely, they can stand freely on its own, and they are marked post-verbally. And there is an agreement between the subject, the verb, in person, number, and gender. The pronouns in Puriang, as shown on table 6, are not bound morpheme, but the ecliptics which depend on the preceding word. Then the subject can be dropped if it is a pronoun, as shown in the previous example 1, 2, 3. Then we have in Puriang the form corresponding to self-reflective pronoun is ya, lade, and then which occurs with the pronoun accordingly to the number. In Puriang, the reciprocal are formed by the word we, ya, we, which occurs with the pronoun according to the number and is equivalent to the English reciprocal pronouns each other and one another. In Puriang, the third person pronoun u, ka, ni, ki can be attached to other morphemes to form demonstrative pronouns, which are also cryptic. Then in Puriang, the relative pronoun is formed by using the conjunction particle pa. And then this variety somehow have some similarities and differences in its phenomenal pattern as compared to standard Khasi and Panar. But since the speaker are mutually in contact with the Panar speakers, as mentioned, certain features have been shared between Panar and Puriang. So these are the references. Then thank you, Kudeshibun. So sorry because they couldn't, because of there's a problem with my speaker. So I hope this presentation, at least you will gain something when it comes to the Khmer language, especially Puriang variety that is spoken in East Khasi Hills district. Thank you, Manali. Can you hear me?
Yes. Thank you, Dr. Christina, for very interesting and very informative presentation on the pronominals in Puriang. And it's the first time we're having an Austroasiatic paper at our conference. So we are very, we totally appreciate your contribution and your presence in our session today. If there are any questions, then you can please unmute yourself and ask the questions, or you can put the questions in the chat box. Meanwhile, the questions keep coming. I just wanted to know you, in the previous slide, in the conclusion slide, you showed Yalade as reflexive pronoun and we as reciprocal. I was just curious, this ya, is it, it looks like a homophone because it occurs in both the reflexivization and reciprocality. So it looks like there are three morphemes. So I'm just curious, in we, ya, we. What is this we? Is it like person?
We is
One. Yes.
One.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
One, another one.
Yes.
We is one.
Yes.
And then this ya here is the self again. Here we ya. When we look at the the Puriang variety, ya is also accusative in nature.
Yeah, yeah, yeah
This
is also
language,
accusative. Yeah, yeah.
Yes, this language is nominative accusative. So this ya here, we, ya, we. Then we have here one accusative, one another. Okay, each other. So this is how it is being marked in Puriang. Again here, ya lade. When you see here, lade is self. Then here, ya again is accusative. It comes along. Okay, it's incomplete if you don't mark it with the ya in both the forms, whether it's reflexive or reciprocal in this variety.
Okay. Yeah, because in Khasi, it's standard Khasi, it's way for one. So I was wondering,
Yes.
yeah, it's very different
Yes,
from
we
Sora
have
variety.
ways in Puriang one.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. What about the associative case? Is it something else? Associative case in Puriang?
Pardon, I didn't get that.
The associative case, with.
Associative case.
No, yeah, associative case. The one for the with association. What is the case marker in Puriang?
You mean to say 1 second? Let me just go to the slide. I didn't get the question.
No,
With? You mean to say with?
yeah, with. What is with in Puriang?
Instrumental. Da.
Oh, da.
Da. Just, yeah, you can look at the slide there. Da. Okay. It's something, right? It's something.
And
Instrumental is da.
yeah, but then okay, I got it. Yeah, fine.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Are there any questions coming from the participants? Yashwanta sir, you can unmute yourself. I think you have a question.
I was not hear him.
Yeah. Yashwanta sir, please unmute yourself.
This is mute and
Yes. Just now I heard. Please unmute again. Yeah, please unmute again, Yashwanta sir. Yeah, fine. Yeah.
is it all right?
Yes, it's all
Hello?
right. Yes.
Okay. So I have some observation. In the pronominalization, in the agreement between when it comes in the sentence level, the pronouns, the change of the second person, the fa to fe. Then another one is nga. Then it becomes schwa, nga schwa. Then another one it is the first person e changed to u when it comes in the structure in the sentence, and how you will explain it, or this have to be changed. Then another one is in all the Khasi, Panar, and Puriang, I found that the honorific marker is in the third person, not in the second person. Then whether the case marker is obligatory or optional. This is my my observation. Then another thing is that there are many hyphen between whether they are the morpheme or just for the syllable sec. That is my just a query. Hello?
Yes. Manavi,
Hello?
can you repeat, Manavi, what that asked? Because it's not so clear.
There are plenty of questions actually by Yashwanta sir.
Yes.
I also
Yes.
got confused. The last one I heard is
he's talking about the observation when it comes to ma and nye,
yeah.
and hey, right? So
Yes,
this is the
yes.
observation. Yes. This ma here, yes, this is optional. Yes, it's very much optional. But basically, when we are using our daily conversation, we tend to drop this na. though it's very much in the sentence, but sometimes it's optional. We tend to drop the first person, but we tend to drop the phenomenal, which is in the subject position. Yes, sir?
Yeah, and
So
he asked
whether
about optionality of case marking.
case marker is optional or obligatory? Case marker is optional or
Okay.
obligatory?
Is it optional or I didn't get that?
Or obligatory. Is it optional or obligatory case marking?
Yes, it's very much obligational. Optional, sorry, optional.
Okay. Then the second person has no any honorific marker or form, but in the third person there is. Do you find that this is all in the Khasi dialects?
This kind of author is not found in the standard Khasi, sir. This is not found in Khasi, in the standard Khasi. That's what I've mentioned earlier. This kind of structure is not found in the Khasi, the standard Khasi. It's quite different from the standard Khasi.
Then,
yes, sir.
Then what's the
standard Khasi? Yes, sir.
Then
yes,
what is the philosophic?
I see.
No, what is the philosophical? No, what is the philosophical idea that only in the second, third person there is the honorific marker, not in the second person? Is there some kind of the philosophy behind it? The third person is very much respected in the society.
Okay, I couldn't get
what Yashwanta sir is saying is that in Puriang there is honorificity for third person but not second person. So he's asking the reason why it is occurring so.
Which one? In the second person?
The third person has honorificity, right? So he's asking why is it absent in second person like most other languages where there is for second person, but then in Puriang it is only for third person. So he wants to know
which one, which particular, which portion?
This one, third person. You have honorific ni for third person, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So
this slide?
Yes. This slide.
This clinic slide.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Okay, so actually this one is me and me. Basically this is sort of the influence of the Panar, because the Panar, in Panar we have me. Basically Puriang is having here me, sir.
No, Christina, what?
I'm not getting to the question.
Christina, Yashwanta sir is asking this ni in third person.
So me.
Yes, the honorific marker. Why is it only present in third person and not in second person?
Why it's present? Okay. The honorific is found only in yes. We have here in the second person. Second person in neuter actually also call this P as honorific. Okay, so this neuter here. P is also honorific. One second. This P here in the second person. You see the clitic marking here P second person. We use this P as well as neuter. At the same time, we use it as an honorific.
Okay.
So can you hear me? Yes. So P is basically used as neuter in the second person. We also use P as honorific in Puriang for the second person.
Okay, thank you, Yashwanta sir, for your questions. And if there's no more question, then I think we call it the end of the session here. Thank you, Dr. Christina, for your presentation on Puriang. And also I'd like to thank our plenary speaker, Professor Yashwanta Singha, for his talk on ethnolinguistic view of the Purum. I also would like to thank our presenters, Rima Sekia and Dr. Mani Mohan, for their presentations on the ethnolinguistic aspects of Rangkhol and Purum communities. I also would like to thank our participants present here today for patiently listening the entire morning session, and I give my apologies for the technical inconveniences in the session. Um, Thank you to everyone once again. And there is an evening session at 6 p.m. The afternoon session of Khasi Linguistics has been cancelled, as was informed already to everyone. So we will be meeting at 6 p.m. for the session Linguistic Ecology of Northeast India. Thank you. Thank you, sir, Yashwanta sir. And thank you to all.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Bye.